Hello, and welcome to Marmalade, written and directed by Jake Smith and produced by Meg and Goose. The show is about 15 minutes long, and there are no more sound and noise content warnings to worry about, so that's about it. Enjoy the show.
Compartmentalization, the psychological practice of keeping events separate, as dividing a tangerine into segments. They can be eaten individually, or stitched back together to make a whole fruit. Events experienced are interconnected. They form a mind, a perspective. Tangerine segments from the same fruit. A bruise to one is a bruise to the whole. No one eats a tangerine in one. Your gullet would be clogged, airway blocked, you'd choke. Segments are preferable for swallow. Even then, segments can be uncomfortable if not chewed properly. So, for the vulnerable, the younger and older of us, we boil fruits down for ease of consumption to make marmalade. Marmalade is the ultimate form of compartmentalization. Marmalade can be eaten in infancy and on the precipice. Crucially though, through it all, no one eats a tangerine without it being, in some way, divided into segments.
You too, pumpkin spice.
It smelled of the sea, not fishy, but fresh and alive. One day alone was enough. It was excruciating, either when you awake or when I see you again for the first time. Twisting your thumbs just isn't enough. New bracelet. Suits you.
Funny that, because it's yours. Wore it to remind me of you.
Maybe you should wear my stuff more often then.
Are you sure she'll be okay?
She'll be fine. Just hope my dad's not too much. He's not overbearing, just a little intense. Big fan of throwing catch. Great advocate for obscure Swiss ball games. My mum's different, hands off. Believes in treating a child as a child. Promotes more childlike tendencies. Perhaps she's right.
I hate to say this.
Go on.
I need to make a call. Slight alteration to the website I forgot to mention.
We've worked so hard for this. We've worked so hard for every moment of this weekend. A few clicks don't matter. One big sale isn't going to change the world. We're great people, but we can be game changers in just a few months' time, as long as we stay in one piece for a few months' time.
Here's that stuff I mentioned for you. Find us out here then. Great stuff. See the vineyards on the way up?
I had to keep my eyes on the road.
Plenty of them. Have a hand in them yourself.
Not the vineyards, no. Other agriculture, though. Never had a taste for wine. Always reminded me of holidays abroad with my parents when they'd... You know, it isn't easy growing fruit out here, actually. Even with acres of land, plenty of time, fair knowledge of the crop.
Is this fruit all grown from the land?
Yes! All, hyper-local. I like that term, hyper-local. Makes me feel like I'm making a stand for something against chains, air miles, the hand that feeds us all. Like those who own the vineyards, the exporters who'd sell their own.
You're proud, clearly.
All done by my own hand, from my own land, for people on this land. It clears my head too. It's the labour, the clarity of having an end goal, something to strive for, achieve. One day.
You've been doing it for a long time then.
Since I moved here, yeah. But of course, a couple of fruits I haven't quite gotten that for yet. Bananas, mangoes, they're the main ones. The heavier the fruit, the more difficult it is to cultivate.
I see.
Surely it's too cold for growing anything close to a mango.
What do Iceland produce for the rest of Europe? Bananas! They have greenhouses that span for miles. I mean, I have greenhouses aplenty, not quite at the same scale. A couple of miles away. The river generates energy. You would have passed it on your drive up. Well, you have my number if you need anything, right?
Yeah, we do.
Well, enjoy your weekend.
Of course.
You too. Looks alright.
Too many bits for me. You know what I think about bits. But they're all
Bitty.
no matter how much I pick around with a fingernail or a toothpick where two teeth meet, no good. It's like when you get an eyelash in your eye, the feeling lasts. The colour is off too. Almost too orange.
Please, don't dwell on the colour.
I won't eat the stuff, no matter the colour, just not to my taste. Look, if you want something on toast, have honey, marmalade, peanut butter, not slime-soaked fruit.
Don't dwell on all of this.
Dwell. Oh wait, okay, I won't.
It will only hurt the both of us.
How's this? It's not that I've got an allergy, have I? You feeling alright?
I shouldn't be here. You're rationalising and I shouldn't be a part of it.
You shouldn't be a part of what?
This scheme, this attempt to erase by creating a story.
You're not making any sense.
You're no different from our friend.
The Onlooker, flag bearer for super locality, dread the day bananas and mangoes come to ripen, won't stop harping on.
Your fixation, no different from theirs. their attempt to create a masterpiece. I wanted to see it.
A masterpiece? What's that?
As I demonstrated, ultimate. I'm going to go now, back to the fire, where I belong, and I'm going to stay there.
No, it's not that cold. You've suffered worse. What shouldn't you be a part of?
You've forgotten, haven't you? It's been no time at all, and just like that, you swiped it from your memory.
No, I'm here with you. Let's just go down the hill. Show me the masterpiece.
I've been down there. Once was enough.
Did you go alone?
No.
Did you go with them? With all their super locality?
Hyper locality, and yes, for a time.
Right. Something's gotten into you, the marmalade. There's something to it, but don't what?
Don't overthink. You're here, and that's all that matters. Take your time. Take your time with compartmentalizing. Break your tasks down into manageable segments. And you shouldn't get too overwhelmed.
I don't know what's wrong, but
An older presence is here. You should ask them if the people are coming.
the people. We can sort this out. Compartmentalize together. I don't know what's wrong, but talking through.
I'm going to go now. But the people will be kind. They are in pain too.
Are they coming, the people?
Help is coming.
How long will they be?
Not long. That's what they said on the phone, but I fear the truth is they will be some time yet. These hills can be difficult to navigate.
I want to believe in them, that they'll find us.
But if not, we'll be here for a long time with each other for company.
Company? We're not alone. There's 3 of us here.
It's just us. It's just us for miles. We shouldn't be hostile towards one
Are
another.
you going to say anything about what's going on?
I don't think it's for me to say anymore. Other than to say that I should have made sure beforehand.
Did you go down the hill? Show her your masterpiece?
I didn't intend for anything to happen.
Anything to happen? Anything to occur against your will? I know you had me in mind. From the moment I arrived, but why my sub? Why us? What did you want with her?
I only just met you. Think rationally.
She's different, isn't she? She's the one for you.
I just met her a couple of days
A
ago.
couple of days can be enough. did you meet?
When she arrived,
Day before me. Why come then? I don't understand.
oh, I don't know either. She mentioned you were, taking your daughter to her parents.
Yes, I was. She was filing down a wooden plaque in the shape of a cross, but not religious. All day, supposedly. Hannah, that is. A slog, she said. The day at work was a slog, and she might be tired. My daughter is still with her parents.
That's where you'll be going, after the people have arrived to collect her.
She's safe?
Yes, I'm sure she is.
Clever girl. Well, I suppose I'd best collect her before any trouble can arise. I don't know why I haven't left yet.
Well, the people haven't arrived yet.
No, can you leave me? I need space. This is confining, restricting.
I think it's best somebody stays with you.
I need you to tell me that this is all fantasy, okay? That it's not real, and mean it. I need to hear something other than people are coming to help. some far-off, good-willed people will arrive.
It's
all rushing by, okay? Thundering with such force. Whoever is coming, I hope they're considerate.
They will be.
It would be easy to give up on us.
Would you like me to get you a hot water bottle?
I'm going to be here for some time. So, yes, I would.
I'll fetch that for you.
Will you return?
Yes, I'm not running away.
You could drive away. Leave your 𝗖𝗀𝗀𝗁𝗂.
I'm staying for as long as I can.
Sticks. And rope. Or string. Something to tie the sticks together in the shape of a cross, but not religious, so I can occupy myself. Hot water first. Sticks second. Something is niggling away, telling me, find sticks.
I can get both. Everything you need from inside, dry. No need to venture out.
No, it's best I find the sticks. Not now, though.
That jumper, are you going to put it on?
I'm not holding any... No, I'm not. I can't be.
You are.
This is the colour of marmalade.
You could say that.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. It's the same colour as a jar of marmalade. That colour. That bloody colour.
Come inside.
This jumper is the same colour as a jar of marmalade. Don't you see it?
Well, yes.
Why? Why wear this colour?
You're overthinking.
No, I'm thinking. I'm just beginning to piece all this together. I'm scratching at the surface.
If you're going to stay out here, I'm going to get you warm clothes.
Run then, as fast as you can. You don't want me getting cold, or yourself, or Hannah, wondering where I am. How I am. No, she's all snug by the fire. I would join her if it weren't for some people arriving. Sorry, that sounded threatening. And as fast as you can.
I won't hold it against you. think of warmth while I'm gone. Anything, steaming shower, for instance. Just think of warmth.
If I were to leave, I would not return. No, not to this wilderness where there is no warmth. You're here for the cottage is this way. Come on.
I'm not here for the cottage.
Right. I recognise that look. Sorry to be so abrupt, direct, but that look has so much such.
The cottage is that way? Right. Have you been running?
Well, I'm out of breath. Doesn't mean I've been running. I'm not in tip-top shape though, I'll admit that.
You have been running. You went down there.
Yes, I suppose I did. Because I'm out of breath. Wow, till you pointed it out, I hadn't noticed. Must have done my body good though.
You've seen what's on the kitchen counter? Have you realised?
I want to put whatever it is, the realisation, the situation out of mind. Where have you come from?
A port. Far away from here, where lighthouses are striped red and white as if the rotating plastic outside a barber's. I worked for years as a fruit picker for supermarket shelves. Oranges, in particular, I'm fascinated by how they grow, how they developed their colour. But before that period of time, I was here. Right here.
You've been here before.
Many years ago, I left this place to live differently. To live just at all, really. I remember with clarity the very moment I turned my back on this bare clearing. And now I have returned. I suppose what occurred between then and now doesn't matter so much. No one knew me there on the coast, and I knew no one else. So why bother is beyond me.
You could reach out and touch me, why don't you?
Those far-off fields, whipped by breeze and order, taught me not to reach out.
My colleagues are inside with Hannah.
Your hands.
What about them? Could you join us? We need your assistance.
Yes. They have lost some of their rigidity, strength. All that work picking fruit that would be mushed and pulped into marmalade for supermarket shelves.
Join us when you're ready.
I'm going to help you by easing you into what has happened.
Can you tell me what's happening? Gently?
They're inside now. They've left your side.
You didn't notice them, the kind people in suits, not the sort you'd wear to a wedding, the ones in plastic. You had your head down. They spoke. Softly. Too softly, evidently.
I wanted to tell them something.
They will know what they're doing. I'm sure you can speak to them soon.
There's someone I know. The Onlooker. They're in there too?
Yes. Should be explaining everything.
Deserves to suffer.
Don't be cruel. No good will come of it.
I need to talk to you about Hannah. She was acting differently, encouraging compartmentalization. Such a long, useless word.
You're not at fault for rationalizing. I'm here for the 20th time on this hillside. Once with her, many times with you.
I haven't seen you before.
No. For you it has just happened, but for me, it has happened many times. And each time, the pain drifts, the anger fades. I want to be more like you. I want to feel.
I'm not in an enviable position.
I remember the first time we talked about the orange jumper. I remember that colour well. Colour of marmalade.
Can you remember me? All of this?
Well, yes. Fragments. A shattered frame, a bleak image exposed, an outline containing one single bright colour.
I want to forget everything. Even the good times. The Onlooker came to show off their zip wire.
In the forest, down the slope, the ragged face of the hillside with all its nooks and crannies.
They told us about the history of this place, what we should do with our time, our weekend away.
The connection with this place struck you. The pride.
Spoke of a zip wire. That's why their pride lay bare, exposed.
Yes.
Spoke of how fast the zip wire could go.
Particularly proud of that aspect of the zip wire.
Admired the work. And then people came. Helpful people. They were behind me as I sat, staring into oblivion. I couldn't respond when they asked. I wanted to say.
Yes. Some people came, suits, they were wearing suits.
Not the kind you'd wear to a wedding or a funeral.
No, not that kind of suit.
More of a plastic uniform. Something you could easily clean.
A uniform, yes.
She was there too.
Yes, I remember that detail. Did you notice, pick up on
what?
You must have. That's why you're here talking to me, and now you're rationalising.
And if I am, so be it.
Hannah wanted to go down the hillside before a late breakfast. That's how it was, the holiday spirit.
She led me down the hillside. I can picture it, the ragged hill face.
Don't describe how you went down there, the steps you took. What was going through your mind now pales in comparison. The before.
I have failed in some way.
We all fail in some way.
Yes, but particularly then, when I stretched out, when I ran to... But you weren't there. You wouldn't know.
I would know. Because I'm here. Even now, I'm here.
You should have been there. When the moment came, why not go back to then?
Can't reach her.
You can't reach her.
No matter what I do, I can't reach her. I can't alter events. There's nothing to be done.
I've committed a crime, haven't I? Not in terms of law, but something far worse. An atrocity. I have forgotten. There. Right there, I have forgotten. Finally, I'm free, is it? Is that the best way of summing it up? Released. I have been released. Hannah is inexplicably linked to an orange jumper. Why? I don't know. Was it mine before?
It was yours after. It was to hold.
I wish to remain. For us to remain as we are. As I am, ignorant, but with you knowing. But you will remind me. Of course you will, that's why you're here. It's the note, isn't it? In the jar of marmalade. Hannah and I discussed venturing out into the forest. She was wearing an orange jumper. It was the colour of marmalade, so bright. And then she jumped from the tree. She was about to glide.
Yes. She wanted to take a jump.
We were walking through the forest, and when came to the tree, she wanted. Then I can't make out the rest.
That's how it was. And then you spoke, you listened to Hannah and responded with... You wouldn't want me to tell you?
I remember going outside into the bitter cold and a darkness spreading. It's also hazy, but clearing. I'm coming to, aren't I? It's just bedding in, finding its feet. I'm beginning to realise.
Do you recall noticing the slightly unscrewed lid of a marmalade jar?
No, I don't.
You didn't?
Maybe I did, and now I don't remember.
Maybe it's for the better.
Maybe one day. One cold winter's morning when it's old and there is nothing else to distract me. I'll remember. Maybe one day. Why did you stop running from this place?
After some time, you believe slowing down is easier. Coming to a halt as inevitable.
She snapped her fingers at me. And I could hear the click just then. It was a signal, an order for me to sit with her at the table. She was craving marmalade on toast.
I could hardly sleep all night, and it wasn't your snoring that kept me awake. It was a craving for marmalade.
She was shivering.
The cold would do that to you.
We can have some later. Marmalade, that is.
I offered some,
We can have breakfast later.
but it's the morning, and
We had just awoken. For Hannah, it was waking to a new dawn.
If we eat now, I won't feel up to it.
What do you mean? Hinting. And the clues, they were there. A massive orange-coloured sign just sticking out right in your face, and you couldn't tell. And yet you noticed an unscrewed lid. Later.
I wanted to sit you down to tell you something.
She backed out.
go on.
She didn't. In that moment, she came up with a little plan, a scheme, an image, the image you will come to see and sear into your memory.
Instead, she says,
I want to show you this zip line. When I arrived, Professor 𝗖𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁, as you say, showed me.
they told me about it.
Oh, right.
Well, they told me about it in great detail.
Not quite great enough.
I'll show you. It'll only take 20 minutes, and then we can have breakfast, or maybe it will be brunch. Either way, I need to work up an appetite.
So I went upstairs.
Dressed, got your snow boots on.
Let's go.
Untie my laces
You don't need those boots. We're only going down the hill.
and into the snow.
Down the hill and in the forest, which is cut through by the zip wire. The snow crunches and the light isn't enough to see clearly.
Ready?
And yet not ready. Not ready for darkness.
So, they showed you this.
Yes. They said, when your partner arrives, have a go.
I see.
It's fun. You see, it shouldn't be too fast, and I feel like a child.
Let me test it out.
They said it's pretty sturdy. Can carry two.
Carry two.
Two young people like us.
I won't weigh you down.
It goes fast, apparently.
Too fast.
Just hold tight.
Yeah. I'll dangle by a thread.
There she goes.
There she went.
Goes fast,
Went so fast, went by so fast.
not slowing.
They always say that time slows. That's just the romance of it. They want to spend more time with them. Still, not stopping, never coming to a halt until...
There's the snap.
I can still hear that snap. Echoing.
I've realised for the first time since it happened and feel heavy. I can't move. Must move. Run?
The body is dull. Can't move, won't move. You run.
I'm running.
So delicate. Like a bird into a mirror. Snap. Just as you would a chocolate bar.
I'm running fast, but not quite fast enough.
Yes, through the forest.
I'm running through the forest.
And there's fire in your chest, in your legs, arms pumping.
My arms are pumping.
You're not fast enough. No, not through the forest, not down the slope. The hillside is deceiving.
can't reach her fast enough. I must run, reach her faster.
Trip, and thud, and oh! The rustling as you get to your feet, as you slowly get to your feet, you're not fast enough.
I can reach her. Okay, I know I can.
Reaching her's the easy part.
I can see her orange jumper.
Colour of marmalade.
Her face is covered by the orange jumper.
Keep it covered. You don't want to know, you don't want to see.
I shout.
Her name. You shout her name.
I shout her name.
Again and again.
Hannah? Hannah? She can't be. No, it's all wrong. It's all out of place.
You don't know what you're doing.
Nothing. I shout and there's nothing. It's all wrong. The jumper's not coming off.
You don't want it to. Close your eyes. Turn away.
There's a darkness spreading.
Close your eyes. Turn away. It's already done. It's already over.
Opening her eyes, her pupils, one is enlarged, the darkness spreading, seeping into the colour.
Close her eyes. Turn. Run. And run until...
I drop. There's nothing I can do.
There's nothing you can do.
My knees give out. Orange jumper in hand, I'm beside her. Where I belong.
Don't try to move her.
I'm calling out, but
Help her.
nothing.
You're in a forest and there's nothing. That's how it was for me. An absence. All you can do is get help.
We're supposed to leave people still if this happens.
Yes. But you can't let her fade. Because you think you know best.
I'm holding her steady. And I'm running uphill through the forest. I'm running uphill through the forest.
Not fast enough.
I'm not running fast enough.
Any faster you trip, you do more damage.
I'm still holding the jumper.
Why are you still holding the jumper?
The orange jumper.
Colour of marmalade.
All I can think is she craved marmalade. That's ridiculous. Why is that all I can think about?
You're still running.
I'm running. Not fast enough, weighed down by her, the jumper. Why am I still holding the jumper? How am I still holding the jumper?
You just are. There's the cottage.
In the clearing, surging through, pounding, everything is pounding. I can't, she's still breathing? Maybe, I don't know.
She can't.
It's one of her eyes.
Enlarging. You know what that means?
Yes. I'm so sorry.
She was fading, wasn't she? She was fading just as she faded into the distance before, on that zip wire.
The onlooker is here, looming, not saying anything.
They know she's fading.
Say something. Do something. We know she's gone.
They don't say a word until they press 2 fingers against the darkness of her swollen skin.
It's still spreading.
No matter how far away you stand, it'll spread towards you. turn away.
Turn away.
I can't turn away. I can't push it away. I can't forget. It's there. It's always there, staining, blotting, seeping. And I can't stop myself from thinking, rationalizing. I can't stop trying. I must always stare into oblivion. Not for one moment can I turn away.
You do. Just for 1 second, you turn away to something else. Something far worse than darkness. Colour of marmalade.
I turn away. Stagger into the kitchen, could find something helpful maybe. Notice that the lid of the marmalade jar is unscrewed slightly. The jar is full, but unscrewed slightly. I bring it to the onlooker, demanding answers. The underside reads,
Better knowing late than truly late.
there's a drawing.
What's that you're looking at?
There's a drawing.
What?
Line. A curve, round as if
An arrow.
an arrow pointing towards a curve, a bump.
Right. Well, what could that...
You are rationalising.
I know now. It's all there, the meaning of the bump. It's too... I told you! I begged you not to! Tell me, go through this, all of this again, the note, again, the thundering of my own mind. You,
Yes. And you will continue to ask, continue to beg. You will go through all of this again. Rationalise again. This. The notes, the happening, running back and forth, isn't the worst of it. You still have...
I know, it's not. I still have our first child.
Your only child.
She's 5. And with Hannah's parents, they will have to hear every detail, won't they? It's for me to tell them.
They've, moved her into the ambulance. Come and wait by the fire, please. Gather your strength.
I can't be here with you, or in that place.
Okay, I'll make a call for someone Are you going to put it on, that jumper?
What jumper?
That orange jumper?
It's the colour of Marmalade. And it's her jumper. How long have I been holding on to it?
I don't know. We've been gone for some time.
Could you cover her face with it?
Yes, I will.
Take the jumper.
You're still holding on to it.
I'm
still asking the same question. Move on. Move to somewhere beyond this wilderness, even if it's just for a while.
Yes. I can. Will. Must. Why did I notice the unscrewed lid of the Marmalade jar?
Because she wanted you to notice. She thought it would be...
She thought it would be romantic.
Yes, she did. Or funny, even. You loved her for those subtle moments of brilliance.
Those moments.
She knew you well. Well enough to not tell you, to keep it a secret.
Why keep it a secret?
Because if you'd have known, you wouldn't have let her jump. You would have faded into the distance instead.
Wouldn't have let her. No.
She loved us very much.
You still love her?
No one else ventures out here to this wilderness. They can't bring themselves to. But we can bear the pain. After some time, I still love her. And so will you. Would you like to mark this hill? I have the string and the wooden offcuts you wanted.
Together. Let's mark it together.